You must have noticed that the broader market has declined of late, largely amongst other things because of the Fed's stance of higher for longer, and maybe to some extent oil and other stuff. The S&P, as a matter of fact, yesterday the 27th, it dropped to the lows of 4,250 something. But right now, as we count down to the close of this session today, the 28th, it's currently at 4298.46. But what has been observed is that there seems to be a rotation towards the Russell index. That's obviously, if that rotation is taking place, it might be with the stocks in the Russell index, not, indeed also the ETF, the various Russell ETFs. But, yesterday, all the major indexes, Dow, the Nasdaq, the S&P, they all closed lower, but Russell was up 0.98%. Today, again, it's been ahead of all of them for the best part of, anytime you check, there's a good chance the Russell will be up, and we've been able to just have a look and scan through, not everything there, 1,000 stocks on that index, because obviously if you want to, take advantage of the suspected rotation towards the Russell, maybe you have to, if you really want to get involved, you have to trade the individual components, the individual stocks, So, but we've been able to yesterday for that 0.98% rally hard or gain it hard yesterday. We were able to identify some, not everything. Some of them, some of the stocks were WFRD. That's Weatherford. Weatherford is an oil servicing company. Then there's PBF. But I think there's PBF, but the biggest of them all was MicroStrategy yesterday. That was one we noticed. That was the most outstanding gain. Today again, it also has also gained. Let's see where MSTR. Let's see where it is right now. It's also positive again as well today, up by almost 4% today. So there are a mix of stocks there. Some of them are energy, because you know very well that what's going on with oil and how Russia and Saudi Arabia have cut back their production to, shore up the price. So for sure, energy stocks, oil stocks are doing well, and they are definitely part of this. PBF energy stock, even though energy stock and some other ones. Yesterday they were there, but today not very much. Not very much because it doesn't mean that because oil is rallying that every day you're gonna get oil stocks are going to be very much positive. Some of them will rally and then profits might be taken and then they might continue and all that stuff. Or some may just be depressed even amid this rally in the energy in the oil stocks. So I digressed. So on that list we have where WFRD, Weatherford, PBF is an energy stock. I think Noble is also an energy oil for servicing as well. Of this is from yesterday, but some of them are still very much. Some of them are still positive in this session today, the 28th. So a mix of stocks as well. We also have some hospitality ones. RHP. Ryman Hospitality. Let me find out what it's doing. RHP is currently up 4.46%. Yesterday it was positive, still positive today. Today the 28th, so a couple of stocks there. Ensign is also positive as well. Ensign Group Inc. HALO, Halozyme Therapeutics. Duolingo as well. Let me refresh. It's up at 3.23%. These are just modest gains. Obviously, the market is the Russell is just around up 0.8%. So these are small gains, and they tend to add up, NSIT is one of them. AAON is another one. All these are rallying today, and then Kavanaugh is part of it as well, part of this list, It rallied yesterday. Today is also showing strength. CVNA. We had a video of the stock today. It's up 1%. Kavanaugh is also involved with asset-backed securities. So this is an era of high interest rates, higher yields. So those companies that are involved in selling debts, they might be doing well. So Kavanaugh is part of them. Kavanaugh is up around 780 something percent this year. So it's a stock to just have a look at. So there's Blackstone Management, and then MicroStrategy, as I pointed out earlier, and then EPRT. So there's a suspicion. It's not valid. It hasn't been confirmed. There's a suspicion that there is a pivot. There's a rotation towards the small cap stocks, the Russell related stocks, the stocks that are part of the Russell. Yesterday it was positive. Today again we're seeing something like that, something of that nature. So these are just early days. That's what has been suspected. There's no confirmation that that this rotation has occurred. That is it's in effect, but it may well be. So I just want to point that out to you, and want you to have a look and see what you're going to make of it. What you're going to make of these stocks. You can easily find the components of the Russell by use your trading platform, go in there, search, and you find the components. If you can't find it on your trading platform, I think you can always find out on the internet and find the components of the Russell. So once again, the market is about to close, about a minute before the market closes. Let me see what the Russell is trading at right now, up 0.82%. The Russell it's not the Russell, actually the Russell ETF is up 0.85%. Okay, let me see, let me refresh and see what the Russell is actually trading at right now. Let me refresh. Yeah, sorry, can't see what's going on my screen. Okay, Russell is up 0.86%, S&P up 0.61%, Nasdaq up 0.86%. Nasdaq will always be challenging, because you have those major players there: Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Google. They're all part of the Russell index. Sorry, the Nasdaq. So they will always be doing well. So right now, yes, it's pretty much competing with the Nasdaq in terms of gains. But as I said earlier on, these are just suspicions. There's a suspicion that there's a rotation going on, and if it turns out to be true, this is we are in the early stages of that. In the early stages of that. The tens of thousands. I would say in the short term, the 16,000 stocks or thereabout that are listed out there, around only 11% of them are bullish at the moment. So around 85% of them have sold off. I mean, like I mentioned earlier on, we saw that the liquidation that happened that brought down the S&P down to the lows of 4,250 something. So it's money. When the money comes out, it's going to go back somewhere else. It's when it comes out, you could see it in people's bank accounts or in the trading accounts, but it's not always like that. When it comes out, it tends to also begin to find elsewhere to go, and we are suspecting, it could be going to the going to the Russell, the small cap stocks. So another warning there is that the stocks in the Russell are not fantastic. They're not exactly the most fantastic of stocks. So you have to be really careful and know how you play them if you are going to take advantage of what's going on there. Okay, I will definitely continue to update you. Thank you very much for watching this video.